Second last on the programme then, race number 9 at Sha Tin, and this is a Class 3 event over the 1,200 metres, 14 go to post. We have one horse making his Hong Kong debut. Regency Bobo certainly isn't. He's won his last 2 starts in actual fact. Matthew Poon taking over from Zach Purton. Mighty Valor should roll forward for Joe Moreira, just run down late by Killer B last time out. Quadruple double, could push forward. He used to in the past. He's got barrier 2. R. Creed makes his Hong Kong debut. He's a winner out of New Zealand. We've got War Weapon, who's first up since February. Elegera, first responder, both up in class for last start's wins, and Soaring Tower, who won on debut, has been beaten favourite 3 of his last 4 starts, will jump from barrier number 11 as he gets close to a class drop. Who are we looking at for here in the speed map, Tom?
I think Mighty Valor potentially pushes on with it here and leads over All for South. Even though All for South has led in his last couple, Mighty Valor's a horse that's, I think, probably a little bit more pace than him. Our Creed is drawn wide in gate 13, and he's come from New Zealand. He's had a few issues since arriving as well. Pedal bone issue and a lame left hind. Alligator somewhere there in the middle, not far off the speed with first responder. Quadruple double has led in the past, but he's not really been anywhere near the pace recently. And God of Dragon stepping back to 1,200 metres, he'll be totally outpaced.
All right, let's start off with the winning form of Regency Bobo. He's won his last 2 starts in actual fact, Paul. Comes here in great heart, beating Killer B, and then all in mind last time out. Yeah,
so it's pretty strong form races that he's come out of. He's creeping up in the weights. He's now up to 133. Now, Matthew Poon's jumping aboard. Zach Purton's ridden him in his last few starts, so we'll take a little bit of weight relief there. But the horse is in such good form, he's very hard to ignore.
He's won off a mark of 86 in the past, but I wonder if this race is just a little bit stronger here. He's been in good form, but I left him out this time round, Regency Bobo.
OK, well, you've got a form line through to this horse in Mighty Valor, Tom, because Killer B runs down Mighty Valor as Regency Bobo just held off Killer B the start before. Yeah,
he certainly did. I like Mighty Valor in this race. He led, he looked pretty much well rated and kicked away, but was just knocked off in the shadows here. Joe Moreira jumps on board for Ricky Yu. I think he can lead here and lead all of the way. Yeah,
it depends what Zach wants to do in All for South, because he's the other horse that's got the pace. If he lets Joe go on Mighty Valor, then and he does this, he's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, I think Mighty Valor's probably the one they got to beat. The market's found him as favourite as well. First responder brings winning form to the table, Paul, albeit in Class 4.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a lot stronger for first responder. Now, he's drawn nicely enough in barrier 1. He does get the claim. Look, he led on this occasion. I don't think he'll lead in this race with a couple others that will want that mental.
No, but he's likely to get the perfect run in the trail, I feel, is first responder with gate number 1 there. Jerry Chow, he's up in class. He's never won in this grade, but if he can get the right sort of suck into the race after this win last time out, I think he could be a top 4 chance.
And that was Season's Bliss running second too. He'll be a very short price favourite in race number 4 on the programme. R. Creed, Tom, I thought this was quite a taking trial.
He did trial nicely up at Chung Fo, so he's had the 2 there. He led all the way, won by a decent margin, 6 1/4 lengths. He raced in the Karaka 3-year-old Million Classic there, was not able to beat a rival home, but was in the Live-In Classic and the Auckland Guineas. Live-In Classic run wasn't too bad. Be interested to see how he goes off the back of this trial, Paul.
Yeah, all those are over a mile, though, those races you mentioned. £1,018. He's only had the 2 trials, has had a few issues since he's been here and drawn 13. So nice enough trial, though.
All right, and still at the trials at Chung Fo, Paul, War Weapon.
Yeah, I don't mind him, though. Like, he's already had a run here in Hong Kong. The tongue tie will go on him. Another one that's drawn a little bit wide, but the 5th behind Hitson Love wasn't too bad on debut. So, look, I found a spot for him in the top 4.
Yeah, I've definitely got him in. He was bumped at the start. He boxed on out wider. He's been gelded since his last run, so he's dropped a fair bit of weight there, 29 pounds. He was slow out in this recent trial, but did close off OK behind the enigma that is Lockheed. So he's definitely one that I think can be considered.
Yeah, and Lockheed goes around in the final event as well, if you want to take that into consideration. Mighty Valor, the favourites, is that fair?
Yeah, look, I think it is. I mean, he's going pretty well, Mighty Valor. It's just what All for South does, I reckon, for his chances. But Mighty Valor, he's on top. Regency Bobo, the Quinella horse. Dublin Star's been very consistent in some strong form races. And then War Weapon in there for 4th. 3, 1, 11, 7.
3, 7, 10, 11 for me. I went with 3 on top. Mighty Valor liked his last start effort, just knocked off by Killer B, and if he can be well rated in front, I think it'll be tough to beat. War Weapon goes in, first responder off that last win, goes up in grade. I think gets a nice run into the race, and Dublin Star I thought might be the best of the rest. But a little watch maybe on Soaring Tower. Ryder was concerned with his action last time out, but he is very close to that class drop. 3, 7, 10 and 11.
We've all seen it a very similar way. I've got the same 4 numbers as Paul in actual fact. 3 and 1, my cue as well. I think Mighty Valor very hard to beat this time round from Barrier 8 with Joe Moreira in the saddle. That's race 9, class 3 over the 1200.